Marissa Hale, a former Army engineer living in a small town outside Denver, had turned her fenced backyard into a thriving vegetable garden that fed half her neighborhood, especially elderly residents who couldn't afford fresh produce. Her garden wasn't just plants, it was a lifeline. But Gwen Halbrook, the power-hungry HOA president, hated how much appreciation Marissa received and claimed the garden violated aesthetic standards. Without warning, Gwen sent a crew to tear up the beds, rip out tomato cages, and confiscate Marissa's tools. Hearing the commotion, Marissa sprinted outside barefoot, grabbed her shovel, and stood squarely between the workers and her plants. Sunlight flashed off the metal as she spun it like a staff, forcing the men to hesitate. When one rushed her, she used her military reflexes to twist his arm and flip him onto the mulch. Another swung a rake at her, but she dodged, ripped it from his hands, and sent him stumbling backward into a planter. Neighbors crowded the fence line, recording everything as Marissa guarded her tomatoes like a soldier, defending sacred ground. Gwen shrieked orders from the sidewalk, waving meaningless paperwork and pretending she had emergency authority. Marissa didn't waste another second. She grabbed her phone, pulled up state property law statutes, and marched straight to the HOA board meeting scheduled for that afternoon. She pushed open the door mid-session and slammed the confiscation notice and legal documents onto the table, the room falling silent. Gwen's confident smirk collapsed when Marissa read the law aloud. HOAs were legally forbidden from entering fenced backyards or removing personal property without written consent. The board members shifted in their seats as Marissa played the recorded video of the crew attacking her garden and violating state law. Gasps echoed around the room. The vice president demanded an explanation, but Gwen's excuses dissolved into stuttering fear. With overwhelming evidence, the board voted immediately to suspend her, return every confiscated item, reimburse Marissa for damages, and officially authorize her garden's expansion. That evening, neighbors gathered to replant herbs and reinstall the tomato cages, kids running between the beds while elderly residents brought lemonade to celebrate. As the sun dipped behind the Rocky Mountains, Marissa stood tall in her restored backyard, knowing her victory wasn't just about vegetables. It was proof that when someone pushes the wrong woman too far, she rises stronger than anyone expects.
I am Liam, and trust me, the next HOA story is even worse. Subscribe now.